Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is time for the April 2023 release hop, and I have two cards to share. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's Build a Booth Fishing Add Ons. They're Gnome Dies Fishing Add Ons. They're Octagon Dies Christmas Add Ons. I'm using that piece there. I'm using the Gnome Dies Sign Add Ons, which is the freebie. Check out the rules for that. I'm also using the Bait Shop stamp set, which is new. And I'm using the Great Outdoors paper pad from Cartabella, Doodlebugs Gingham Linen. And I did put these together on the Gnome Dies Fishing Add Ons release and review, along with the on the Gnome Dies Fishing Add Ons assembly video. And that one as well. There we go. So I'm starting out with some paper tray ink white cardstock cut at 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches using my Martha Stewart scoreboard and my Teflon bone folder. I'm working on a Stampin' Up pad. All my die cutting was done with the Gemini machine. There we go. And everything that I use is always listed on my blog under the recipe. Okay, so now I have two A2 sized cards. And what I did was I cut this die out of the, what's it called? The Octagon Christmas Add Ons. And what I did was I ran it through using this heavyweight vellum. And I'm going to use that as a stencil, basically, on one of these cards. So this one will be horizontal with a side fold, and then one will be vertical. So I'm going to pull out Distress Oxide ink and Tumbled Glass and in Broken China, and I'm just using a blending brush, and I'm going to just heavily blend these two colors in the little relief cut there. So this is a really simple way to keep cards flat. And you get a little bit of a blend there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going for kind of like water, a water idea. So there you have that. And there is the ink blended background. So very simple. And then on the other card, I used that paper, Cartabella's Great Outdoors, for one of my cards during this week. And this is the piece that was left over from the inside. I used it on day one. I used just the outline. So this is the inner part of it, and it's just a teal piece of paper. And so you could make this card doing it this way as well. You don't have to ink blend. Okay, so now there we go. That's an easier way to do it. So now I have two sentiments stamped from the new stamp set Bait Shop onto Jaded Blossom's Gnome Dies Sign Add Ons, which is the freebie with $60 purchase while supplies last. Check out the rules on the site. So I cut this out of Nina Desert Storm 80-pound cardstock. I ink blended with Distress ink and walnut stain around the edges of them. There we go. Layering it up with my Barely Art glue, using my reverse tweezers to pick them up because these are little pieces there. And I'll have two sentiments. And I'm going to leave the interiors of the card basically empty this time, so I could use them as I'd like to use them. So one will say, catch you later, and the other one here says, there we go, hooked by you, I believe. And there are two little signs now that I can put on my cards. Now I'm going to put together this card. So that big fish, that's from the Gnome Dies Fishing Add Ons assembly video, so check that out. And then this other piece, that is from the Build a Booth Fishing Add Ons, and you can see that in part 2 of my release and review for the August 2023 release, and I'll put that together for you on that. Basically, very simple. The paper for the fish was from the Great Outdoors 6-inch pad from Cartabella. The little fishing fly was Doodlebugs Gingham Linen, New Leaf cardstock, and Pure Poppy cardstock from Paper Tray Ink, and then the soft stone for the little tie part, and then Reflections silver mirror cardstock. Now I'm taking a Tim Holtz tool and a foam pad, and I'm just punching a couple of holes through my card. And I'm going to use a little brad. It's just a little pewter colored brad, where the sign is being held. And then I'm going to slip a piece of twine, hopefully. That's trendy twine in craft color. I'm not sure if trendy twine is still around, but it's just a craft colored twine. And I'm going to slip that through the hole if I can. I end up using a little pin off screen to get it completely through. Oh no, this one I get through, it's the other one. So I'm just going to wrap that around. I'll cut it with a pair of scissors, and then I'm going to use some score tape to stick it down on the inside of my card. There we go, and I'm going to wrap the other piece around the top of the card and back in. Now, a lot of people, you could leave them like this and just use tape and leave that on the inside of your card. It is a homemade card after all, but I'll show you what I do to cover it up if you're, crazy like me. So there we go. Okay, so kind of fun. So that's the basic look, and I'm just going to rescore that with a Teflon bone folder. And I'm pulling out Studio Katia clear round droplets for this one. And I'll use glossy accents just because it's a clear glue, dries clear and shiny, which is perfect for, behind these bubbles, right? So I'm just going to add a few little droplets here and add, an odd number, kind of visual triangles, all that jazz, to give you a neat little look. And I'm going to use my Studio Katia embellishment wand to pick them up. Oh, I realized that I didn't like the size of that droplet I put down. Sometimes you don't have control over this stuff. It's like, you got to put a little tiny drip down, and then I will add in my droplets now. So this is lots of fun. And like I said, I'm just sort of popping in little droplets here and there. And they come in a bunch, I think 4 different sizes, which is kind of fun. And of course, they're all like kind of flipped the other way, right? There we are. And there is the one card. And then I'll show you how to fix the inside in a minute. And then the next one I'm going to do a little bit differently, but same idea. So I've got this little hook, and this hook is from the Build-A-Booth Fishing Add Ons set. That is Doodlebug's Gingham Linen, Recollections Silver Mirror, and then the 2 fish are cut out of New Leaf and Limeade Ice cardstocks from Paper Tray Ink. There we go, and the fish are from the Fishing Add-Ons for the Build-A-Booth New Fishing Add-Ons. And then there's that sign again that I did, and that will be in the upper left. I'm going to pull out that piece of foam again and the Tim Holtz poker tool. And I'm just going to poke a couple of holes again. I'm going to poke this one right on the fold, and then this one in the hole where the fishing lure is. And I'm just going to pop in that little brad. I don't really use a lot of brads nowadays. I have tons of them from back in the old days, right? We used to use them a lot more. Now, not so much, but every once in a while I like to pull them out and still use them. I've got them, right? I'm not the type of person that gets rid of my crafting supplies. Like, I've got a nice little hoard that I've got working there, and I use them, so every once in a while something comes up. I haven't used it in a while, and I think, oh, I can use that, and I do. So, if you have the space, I'd suggest holding on to stuff because it always comes back. So now I am using score tape to stick those down. I will trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors there. There we go. I will refold that little score line. Isn't that cute? But this time I'm going to use Studio Katia's round droplets, but I'm also using their hearts, their clear hearts, because I thought hooked on you. So this could be like a a Valentine's Day card on the inside. This could be a happy anniversary card or an I love you card or whatever, a birthday card for your sweetie, whatever you want to use it for. So that's why I use the little hearts first, and then I'm going to use the little bubbles coming up from that. So it looks like a little, like the heart comes out as or the little bubble comes out as a heart at first, and then it, goes up to little tiny bubbles, which is kind of fun. And there we go. So super easy and fun and pretty flat, right? So 2 different looks, 2 different ways. So now I'm pulling out Photo Play's, what's it called again? Yeah, Camp Happy Bear. And what I did was I cut out little pieces of paper from this paper line, and I'm just going to cover up those little things on the inside of the card. Now, with this vertical card, I'm going to have the pattern facing you. So when you open it up, it looks like it's in the right direction, right? So it's kind of, I guess it's upside down on the inside of that card. So it'll cover up all those little things that I did on this one. I decide to cut that one down, and I use a little piece of paper again to cover up what I have going on there. Now it adds a little decoration to the inside of the card, which is something I don't mind, but also hides up all the workings in there. Now, if it doesn't bother you, just leave it. You don't have to have it covered up, right? But there you go. So kind of fun. And there is your look. So you've got the two different looks of the card, both simple and easy, one with ink blending and one just with die cutting. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog. Be inspired. Do the little hop. You might win a stamp set of your choice. And get shopping over at the Jaded Blossom store. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.